Hey everybody, this is Alchemisted, and we have a long journey ahead of us. This is Star Trek Online. We're back on the PS4 because the update hasn't yet hit it. And we're gonna see if we can get through the Delta Quadrant before Mr. Burgess disappears forever. The reason for this is because Kate Mulgrew has signed on to the game, which is very exciting. But it also means that another new, interesting character full of potential is getting shoved aside for someone who had their story told in prime time over 30 years ago. I am going to take care of a couple of minor points in the Space Barbie real quick, so I'll meet you on the other way out. Oh, that's right. I forgot. There are some promotions going around right now. I can claim nothing. Okay. Claim null. That's encouraging. I think... What the hell is this? Do I wish to claim null? I could go for a missing no. Ultimate tech upgrade. Okay. That will instantly spit something up to Mark 15, I think? What the hell do you do? What the hell do you do? Tech points to maximum, research points to maximum. It's a maximum potential. To the maximum. Not that I care. Is it bound to me, or can I like throw that to like an alt or something? Is that bound to the character that picks it up? It's bound to account. All right, yeah, I'm gonna throw that into my account bank. All right, and we're back. A couple of dailies and some Space Barbie later. We are ready to roll. Let's see. There we go. Escalation. I cannot play this episode. Okay. Fine, be that way. Mindscape.
Admiral Tuvok has requested that you meet Voyager in the Solarian system. I believe he requires your assistance with a personal issue. While you're there, you should be able to get a briefing on the current state of the Delta Quadrant.
This is Mr. Burgess, who is the reason why we are doing this. But first, let's go to the Delta Quadrant. Yes. Now, this is a little confusing, I'm going to admit, because there's like an Iconian sphere, and there's the Solanae sphere, and there's the Jenolan sphere. And honestly, if I were figuring things out in this plot, I would probably just combine the Solanae and Jenolan spheres into one thing, as opposed to having like 3 Dyson spheres floating around. But Delta Command is in the Jenolan sphere. So let's enter the Jenolan sphere. And unfortunately, you cannot just enter it through here, which one would think would be a no-brainer, to just allow ships to, like, zone into there through, like, this huge open door. And when did the door get put back in there? The last time we saw this thing, it got blown open. So, when did that happen? How did that happen? This is one of those settings that I feel like they really should have done more with. Like, it's Delta. It's a detached. Let me get the mouse cursor off of there. It's a detached command in the Delta Quadrant. Like, think of what has to be going through your mind when you sign up for that. You are being assigned to a detached command on the opposite side of the galaxy that at any time can be cut off from the Alpha Quadrant. So you have to be fully self-sufficient, essentially. Like, you have to be ready to live here. You have to be ready for this to be your new home, basically. And like think about that. Think about what that would require. You'd have to have residential districts of like these cities here. Like that's a weird shadow. Holy shit. Wow, that's odd. That's not right. But you'd have to clear residential districts. You'd have to clear commercial districts for like the free trade to come through here, because you'd have to establish trade with neighboring systems. You'd have to clear agricultural land. Like you'd have to do all kinds of stuff so that you could live here without needing contact from the Alpha Quadrant. And that raises all sorts of problems of its own. Like what is the relationship of the various detached forces in Delta Command to the forces in the Alpha Quadrant? If their parent governments in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant go to war, what happens here between the forces detached here? Like, what happens to the Klingon, Romulan, now Dominion, and Federation contingents here? Like how would that play out? Would they work? Would they continue working together? Would some of them volunteer to leave? Would they like vote to send someone back to see what the hell was going on? Like, would they basically tell San Francisco or Kronos or the Emerald City or Impersa to fuck off? like we're not fighting each other over here? Jeez, I mean, like there's so much potential here. So much. There's so much interesting, dramatic, and like world building potential with this. Like, imagine after the Iconian War, after so much, like after 40 years of war, even imagine the scale of the and this is topical for when this video is being made, because right now my heart goes out to all the people in Ukraine right now, like what they're going through. So this is topical. Like, imagine the scale of the refugee crisis after 40 years of war and interstellar anarchy. Those people have to have some place to live. So imagine how fast you'd have to have entire fleets clearing this thing to, like, for habitation, like millions, maybe billions of people, because of the sheer surface area of this thing, facing the prospect of having to move to the Delta Quadrant and live the rest of their lives in here. Like, think about all that. There's so much cool stuff that they could have that they could have done with this Dyson Sphere that they have not even touched on. And to its credit, even though a lot of people love to bash this game, even Mass Effect Andromeda realized that potential, because that's what the human homeworld is. It's a micro Dyson Sphere, essentially. So, like, it's just heartbreaking how disappointing the how they'll come up. Cryptic will come up with a really great idea, and then they'll drop it and never visit it again. And that sucks. That's awful, because this is such a cool idea. Like, you could do an entire game based on Delta Command. You could do it, like, if you were writing a TV, you could write an entire TV series on Delta Command. Like, you could, like, hire people to write books about Delta Command. You don't even have to, like, make that for the game. Just, like, write the books and have them write, like, tie-in media to Star Trek Online. Right? And they're writing tie-in media, and then they come up with ideas that you can then incorporate into your game. There's so much potential here that is wasted. So, What? I haven't even started the mission yet and I've found something broken. Come on. So we're going to speak to Burgess really quick, just to give you a nice introduction to this guy and who he is.
I don't want to waste your time with trivialities. I suggest you return at a later time.
Who are you?
Commander Ethan Burgess, at your service. I was raised in London, and I didn't give much thought to a career in service until the Breen attack on Earth during the Dominion War. My eyes were open that day. If we weren't safe on Earth, the most protected world in the Federation, we weren't safe anywhere. I joined Starfleet soon after. I was recruited out of the Academy for Starfleet Intelligence, and I've spent my entire career at SI. Wouldn't have it any other way. The Delta Quadrant became a bit of a pet project of mine over the years. I spent hours analyzing Voyager's logs and mission reports and learning all I could about this area of space. There's so much here we need to understand. The Voth, the Undine, the Borg, and they're just the tip of the spear. Now that Starfleet is back here, I want to be at the forefront of learning all we can about the Quadrant and its dangers. Hello, would you have time to look into something for me? I don't want to waste your time with trivialities. I suggest you return at a later time.
So that's a little bit of a look into him. And of course we have like these other people who will be similarly pointless. That's right. Classics analyst, unofficially. However, let's say that there are certain tasks that need to be done, and it takes people of a certain mindset to be able to do them. But I'm not Tal Shiar. I'm loyal to my people in the Alliances, not to subspace aliens or the Iconians. I'm going to need your help with some off-the-record operations. Come back later and I'll tell you what I can. We will work with Ray Selen a lot. But first, let's kick back and watch Al Rivera. Let's watch Al Rivera swoon.
It's been 32 years since Voyager finished its journey.
We thought we had left the Delta Quadrant behind us.
We were wrong.
The gateways to the Quadrant are open.
And the choices we made have long-lasting effects. Now, we will help the friends we left behind.
And fight the rising darkness.
Voyager's first trip through the Delta Quadrant was a solitary one.
We must return to set things right.
This time, we must unite to survive.
So this is old school 7 of 9 in this expansion. Not the Picard 7 of 9, who is basically just boring Han Solo. But proper 7 of 9 from Voyager. I like to think that there's actually 2 of them. That's my headcanon, at least. There are 2 of 7, like with Riker in that one episode of Next Gen. Maybe it was a transporter accident. Maybe she's from another universe. Yeah, that's weird. But there apparently are 2 of them who are night and day in terms of temperament. I would like to have the interesting one on my ship, please. Can I have the interesting 7 of 9 if you're not going to do anything with her? She's fun. She's a bit of a dick, but that makes her memorable. Can I fly out of this thing? No! You can't even escape to zone to the Delta Quadrant through the big open door. That is dumb.
Greetings. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you in the conference room.
I see. This is a lighting 1.0 map that has been screwed by the conversion to 2.0. Hey, Kyla. You'll be joining the Alliance, and I'll never trust you again after that.
Welcome aboard. And if I may say so, it's good to see you again. Between doomsday devices and the Delta Quadrant, it looks like we get all of the interesting assignments. If you'll come with me, I'll take you to Admiral Tuvok. He wants to see you right away.
I hadn't expected to see you again.
It's good to see you too. Someone decided that with our experience with that, borrowed bird of prey, I'm the perfect person to handle joint operations with the Klingons out here in the Delta Quadrant. I even got a promotion, as you can see.
Can you fill me in a bit more on what's been going on?
What would you like to know?
Do you know why Admiral Tuvok requested me?
The Admiral is trying to track down Dr. Cooper. He thinks that Cooper is the key to this conflict with the Undine. He hasn't explained why yet, but he says that your assistance is crucial. What would you like to know?
What's the situation in the Delta Quadrant?
Unstable, but not totally out of control. The Borg have suffered setbacks on multiple fronts. They're being pressed hard by the Voth, the Undine, and various liberated elements. The Voth are mostly bottled up in their home space and in the Solanae Dyson sphere. We've established some connections with a few of the locals, such as the Kobali and the Talaxians. Of course, there are still troublemakers out here. The Kazon, the Hirogen, the Malon, and there's a new power player we're very concerned about. Whoever they are, they're picking off systems left and right. Even the Krenim weren't a match for them. We need to find out who they are and what they want.
Iconians.
What would you like to know?
Why bring Voyager out here? The ship is 30 years old, says the guy commanding a Galaxy class.
Voyager spent 7 years in the Delta Quadrant, and during that time many of her systems were optimized to deal with the hazards out here. This old girl's still got a few tricks. Besides, Admiral Tuvok specifically brought Voyager out for this mission, and what the Admiral wants, the Admiral gets.
Yeah, bringing Kate Mulgrew in to run the show in the Delta Quadrant also really steals the wind from Tuvok's wings, doesn't it?
What would you like to know?
Let's go.
Sorry we don't have time for a tour, but the Admiral insists he needs to speak with you right away.
Commander? I'll just go around. That's a cadet, not an ensign.
Greetings. Thank you for coming so promptly. We do not have much time, and I require your assistance.
What's going on?
I am still under telepathic assault by the Undine we know as Cooper. He has found some means to greatly increase his psionic power, and I cannot withstand his assault indefinitely. I will need your help to repel Cooper's attack and counter him.
That sounds stressful.
What else do you need to know?
What do you need me to do?
I have been able to deflect Cooper's attacks thus far, but I require assistance to repel him and gain any useful information. I propose initiating a Vulcan mind meld through which you will be able to enter my mind and aid me against Cooper.
That sounds dangerous.
What else do you need to know?
Wouldn't it be better to seek the aid of a psionic master?
Your prior experiences with Cooper should allow your subconscious mind to hone in on him. An outsider who has never encountered him before would have no such connection and could never hope to find him.
That sounds like a reach.
What else do you need to know? My mind to your mind. Your thoughts.
Get your fingers out of my eye! Your finger is in my eye! Alright. So I'm in Tuvok's brain. What weapon do I bring to mess up Tuvok's brain? Full auto. Oh yeah, full auto. Absolutely. A Tommy gun. What's going on? Access the console that's clipping through itself.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Doctor, I seem to be confined to sickbay. Can you override the door lockout for me?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? First, I need to make sure you're not contagious or suffering from any injuries. This will only take a moment.
I'm fine. I just need to get to engineering.
Don't be difficult. I'm only doing my job. Engineers and captains, always in a hurry to get out of sickbay.
Doctor, it's crucial that I leave sickbay. I need to find Tuvok.
You're not going anywhere. Doctor's orders.
Can you hear me? Come speak to me at the desk terminal.
Oh, it's this way. Hey! There we go.
The mind meld was successful. Excellent. I am currently trapped in the ready room. For the moment, I will only be able to communicate with you remotely. Cooper is working to subvert my mental defenses, and I must focus my concentration on keeping my mind intact.
So I need to liberate you from your ready room.
No. Cooper is trying to erode my emotional control. Symbolically, this means that he must destroy Voyager. To do so, he is attempting to overload the warp core. You must proceed to engineering to stop Cooper from destabilizing the warp core. If he is successful, he will have broken down my mental control systems. Once the core and my mind are protected from Cooper's attacks, then we can take control of this mindscape. Take the pad from the doctor's office. I will use it to communicate with you as you proceed.
Why do I need the pad? Why not use our communicators?
Remember, objects have symbolic significance in this mindscape. As an outsider in my mind, your ability to communicate with me directly is limited. Your communicator is part of your mind, and so it cannot interact with me directly while Cooper tries to keep us separated. The pad is part of my mind, so I can use it to bridge the gap between us.
Strange, but I suppose we don't have time to get into the metaphysics of this.
The mind meld was successful. Excellent. No.
Oh, I gotta take the pad now. Take the pad.
Good. Now we will be able to remain in contact. Proceed to engineering.
Hello.
Cooper is attempting to subvert my mental defenses by replacing my memories with engrams from his bioship. Until he is expelled, these kinds of incursions will continue. You may see strange items or distortions of your surroundings. Ignore them and proceed as best you can. Remember Kiri Kintha's first law of metaphysics. Nothing unreal exists.
Understood.
Cooper is trying to overload the warp core. You must keep it stable.
This is a nice trick.
The Mindscape is a simulacrum. Cooper may move elements to suit his needs, or try to stop you. Certain areas may be blocked or damaged, or even transformed. Do your best to reach your destination. Cooper cannot simultaneously attack an area and conceal it.
Who says? That's a nice trick. I don't think... I feel like texture tricks like that, like perspective and such, are becoming a lost art. Like the kind of stuff that developers in the olden days would use to save on resources and disk space are just sort of becoming lost in the days of like HD graphics cards and fucking ray tracing. Like there's a lot of art that went into older games that could make the games that we play today so much better that is just not there anymore, and that's really saddening. Okay, it's less bright in here.
What are you doing here?
Okay.
What are you doing here? This area is very dangerous. The core is unstable.
I'm here to stabilize the core. Where's the chief engineer?
Villana? I don't know. She should be here, but as far as I can tell, everything on Voyager's about to fall apart, and I'm the only one here. Stay back. I'm going to put a force field around the core while I try to stabilize it. It won't contain a core breach, but it might block some of the radiation if the magnetic stabilizers give out.
I can stop the core breach. Let me assist.
I've almost got this. Just keep back. It will only take a few more minutes.
Anson, we can solve this faster if we work together.
You are stupid, aren't you? Only people the Vulcan melded with should be here. Not everyone on Voyager is part of Tuvok's warped little subconscious. Some of us are far more exceptional.
Okay, step away from the controls.
I'll destroy you, and Tuvok's mind with you.
He has raised defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack.
Get
he has
out!
Raised defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack.
Do. Yeah, I was about to say, are you going to take damage anytime? This sentry?
Use the controls to restore the warp core. This will strengthen my mental defenses. Excellent. With my mental defenses stabilized, we should have additional time to fend off Cooper's intrusion. Head to the crew decks. Inside of my memories exist fragments of personalities from any person with whom I have previously experienced a mind meld.
That's terrifying.
I may be able to find someone whose personality is not wholly part of my mind, and thus not susceptible to Cooper's influence.
So, if Tuvok ever mind melded with you, there's a version of you that's trapped forever. Screaming. Stuck in his subconscious.
Move through the crew decks to your right. You may be able to find a fragment of a personality you can help. People with whom I have previously melded have left impressions of their chakras in my mind. You may be able to convince one to assist you. Because they are not technically me, Cooper's ability to subvert them may be limited.
Alright. You know, this guy was hooked up to a Borg vinculum at one point. Just saying. Oh, hey, the good 7 of 9.
What is happening? What am I doing here? Who are you? I require specifics. Answer me.
Voyager is in danger from species 8472. We need to liberate Tuvok. He's being held in the ready room.
I have no reason to trust you, but it seems familiar somehow. Why am I in the crew quarters? I should be in my regeneration alcove.
Technically, you're in the captain's quarters, but Tuvok can explain. He can communicate through this pad.
7. You are currently experiencing an dramatic regress as a result of a Vulcan mind meld. You must assist me in reasserting control over the meld. I am currently locked in the ready room next to the bridge. Exercise caution as species 8472 has subverted the vessel.
Alright.
That is Borg technology. But the presence of the collective will not dissuade us. Assimilation is irrelevant.
Assimilation is irrelevant when you have a Tommy gun. Hello.
Assimilated Undine. Maybe a reflection of the unconscious fears of species 8472.
Take turbo lift to bridge. Come on, 7. 7. 7! Get in there.
Oh, you're here. Let's just get this over with.
Well. Hello.
I will secure the bridge while you release Tuvok.
Can do. This wrong side. Your finger is currently in my eye. Remove it.
With Cooper defeated, he should no longer be able to maintain the telepathic link with my mind. For the time being. We must end the mind meld and consider our next course of action. Now that we have removed Cooper's influence, it is time to break the link between he and myself.
I agree. It's time to end this.
With Cooper's attack temporarily halted, we are in a position to slow the advance of his Undine forces. Please accompany me to the bridge.
Lead the way, Admiral. Okay, I do not see two Tuvoks standing around, so they at least fixed that.
We still do not have a fix on Cooper's whereabouts. I will contact Starfleet for any current information about Undine movements. Use the sensors to check for their quantum signatures. Voyager's sensor array is currently calibrated for tracking Undine movements, so we should be able to garner results quickly.
Alright, I'll handle that. By the way, everybody's wearing the wrong uniform, but that's a tell that this isn't right. Seeing as we are still in somebody's mind, I'm gonna... I'll switch to the shotgun. We'll have some fun with the shotgun.
You should return to your ship. While I am somewhat fatigued as a result of the mind meld, I believe that I can continue my duties on Voyager while we plan our next steps.
Yeah, the ship's computer is Banjax.
we must still be in the meld. Cooper is trying to deceive us. He needs to break the link cleanly, but lacks the strength to confront us directly.
What do we do?
You don't belong here.
Okay. Sorry, Benzil.
We should use the link to our advantage. If we can track Cooper through the link, we can then pursue him in the physical realm. Since the Mindscape deals in symbolic representations, we need a map to his location. We should proceed to astrometrics.
Let's go. Sort of step around the bodies. We're still in someone's brain, so I'm sure Chewbacca won't mind if I use a flamethrower in here.
Cooper is trying to block your progress. Look for another path.
Hello. Can't see shit, Captain. There we go.
In 2375, Voyager encountered a malfunctioning board vinculum that had been turned into a trap by species 6339. This vinculum caused other personalities from the collective to surface in 7 of 9. I entered a mind meld with her in an attempt to stabilize her personality. These people are echoes of the personalities of people assimilated by the Borg. They are not truly aware, knowing only that they desire to escape. It may be helpful to think of them as ghosts, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Your brain is fucking terrifying, mate. Let's see. What else we got? I haven't used you in a long time.
Cooper is attempting to distort your path again. Keep searching.
Damn!
I sense we are making progress. Keep searching.
Someone made, like, an actual one of these. It's pretty legit. Excuse you? I like the random shit that pops up in there. I really like this set. This is a really nice set. It isn't, I don't think it's as, like, grand and graceful as the that glorious stellar cartography set from Generations, but I really do like this this set a lot. Let's see, grid 124 octant 22 theta. According to Voyager's logs, this is the location of Tuvok's previous mind meld with 7 of 9, where she severed the forced intrusion of other minds taken by the Borg into her consciousness. That's the Borg Vinculum. Class 17 or Sober System. Let's go through them all. After Voyager left the Sober System early in its journey home, Tuvok experienced a traumatic mind meld with crewman Lon Suter. At this time, Voyager had not yet encountered the Undine. Class 17 Nebula. Voyager encountered a Class 17 Nebula in 2373. At this time, Tuvok was suffering from an engrammatic virus and entered a mind meld with Captain Janeway so that the captain could help him trace and resolve the source of the virus, which extended to his tenure aboard the Excelsior under Captain Sulu. This is not related to the Undine incursion. Necrit Expanse. The Necrit Expanse is an area on the edge of Borg space. It is located near an unstable corridor in the Undine used to make incursions into our dimension. The quantum singularities in that area of space make it easily subject to incursion by the Undine. Logic suggests that this would be the ideal location for them to use as a fleet staging area. Alright, time to go find Cooper.
There. We have him.
This again. Oh, thank God, his finger's out of my eye.
Cooper has broken the link. The meld can end.
Okay, there still aren't two of you.
This ordeal has taxed me mentally, but I must continue the mission. I have learned that Cooper is in fluidic space, in an area that corresponds to the location known in our dimension as the Northwest Passage. We must travel there and enter fluidic space to confront Cooper once more. He is aboard a special command bioship that he cannot abandon. If we catch him in fluidic space, we can force a final confrontation. Please join me on the bridge. I must focus my concentration on regaining my strength. I need you to enter our destination coordinates and make certain that there are no more surprises.
Alright. I got something for Cooper. I think I've done this mission before, but never in an actual, like, I'm covering this arc capacity. But I got something for Cooper that I took off of old Crazy Eyes in the last big story arc.
Voyager will join you in the Northwest Passage. We'll leave as soon as you've returned to your ship. We need to hurry if we want to catch Cooper.
All right. Yellow. Oh, there we go.
This area of space was labeled by Commander Chakotay as the Northwest Passage. It is a corridor of space that the Borg avoid because of the high incidence of quantum singularities, which the Undine use as points of transit. Voyager encountered the passage in 2373, and Captain Janeway chose to use it to travel through Borg space. This precipitated our first contact with species 8472.
What do we need to do here?
We must locate a quantum singularity that will lead us into the correct area of fluidic space. My suspicion is that Cooper is using this region as a staging ground for the massed Undine fleet, and his command bioship will be there as well. Approach each singularity and check its quantum wave signature. When we find the correct one, we will pass through.
We'll probably have to engage the Undine ships first, and then we'll scan the singularities. Yeah, that won't be a problem. The bubbles, on the other hand, might be a problem. I remember when these bubbles were a huge problem for me. Not so much nowadays. Nope. There's another one. Yeah, that did nothing. All right, let me scan you. Let me scan you. There.
This passage will work. Quickly, we must go through the portal.
The hell is that over there? Oh, there was a runabout.
We need to reach Cooper's command bioship. According to my scans, he is using...
Okay. Real quick, before we do that, because I would feel weird if I did not do this here. No scrambling the runabouts in fluidic space. Okay.
We need to reach Cooper's command bioship. According to my scans, he is using a modified dreadnought as a control vessel. Intriguing. Cooper's bioship appears to have nerve clusters, gyri, and structures typically associated with brain matter. While most bioships are organic, they are not aware. Rather, they are biological tissue operated by the Undine as tools. Cooper's vessel is different. It is possible that the ship is self-aware. This would explain the increase in Cooper's telepathic abilities. Not only is his command bioship able to coordinate the entire Undine fleet, acting as a brain for the other ships, but it also amplifies his psionic power. We must gain access to the ship directly. We will need to temporarily disable its shielding mantle, so we can fire upon vulnerable sections to disable it.
Find and disable Cooper's ship. Understood.
You've come a long way. But as you can see, I am not unprepared for your arrival. This command bioship is unique. It is capable of coordinating an entire fleet of bioships. A fleet that will launch from the structures you see here. Even if you attack me, I suspect you will find the sheer power of my new fleet to be overwhelming.
Not likely. Shit! Give me this thing. I want it. About freaking time.
Command bioship. You must beam aboard and locate Cooper while it is possible.
Man, nothing gets that out. I was hazard teamed and engineer teamed and everything. Alright, beam to the command bioship.
We are close to Cooper's position, but the bioship is blocking transport in the area closest to the central nexus. We must find control nodes that will allow us to enter the nexus. As the ship is organic, we may be able to force it open by sending impulses through certain nerve endings, thereby causing a reflex reaction, much like a sneeze.
Find the control nodes, open the central nexus. Got it. Alright, so I'm not supposed to have this yet. But I want to try. Also, want to try it on you. So, die. Okay, the melee is nice. The range is kind of shit. Let's switch to something with a melee that is less shit. Boy. Split beam rifle. No, I'm looking for melee. Melee weapon. There we go. I actually doubt that I'm gonna need to... I doubt I'm going to need a weapon that they're not going to adapt to. So let's pull something out that they'll have a hard time resisting. Could go with the cryo shotgun. I think I've got an electric shotgun too, somewhere. Sompek Pulse Wave. Yeah, let's try the electric shotgun. Let's elite force this stuff with the weird weapons. Ooh. I'm here to tickle your ganglia.
The muscles controlling this passage will not release. We will need to find controlled ganglia we can use to trigger a reflex response and open the door.
At least it has to be near here. Okay. No, these are the ganglia I need to tickle. I like this. But it's not the only gun that I have that I'd like to try out. Let's see. What else do we have? Got the flamethrower. I think I still have the mining tool. Do I still have the mining tool? I guess I don't. I know that I had a mining tool laser that I got from the Gamma Quadrant stuff, but I guess not. It's the dumb Tetrion pistol. Got throwing knives. Cooper's not going to give a shit about the Tommy gun. Yeah. Let's go with the auto carbine again. That was fun.
Cooper should be in the chamber just beyond this door.
This ship has a mine. Can you convince it not to fight us?
An intriguing notion. I shall make the attempt. You must protect me from Cooper and his soldiers while I concentrate on the mine meld. When you are ready, we shall proceed.
I'm ready. Start the meld.
The ship is resisting the meld. I must move to another neural cluster. You must protect me from Undine attacks while I concentrate.
Come on. Okay, I'm gonna go over here because it's a neon nightmare over there. Hello? What the hell's up there? Oh! They're up there!
The ship is resisting the meld. I must move to another neural cluster.
Die. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna lurper you to death. Oh, shit. Thank God for Defiance.
What is happening? You did this.
Yes, me.
My mind to your mind. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
Why should we listen to the weak?
You will perish when the Iconians complete their purge. To the Iconians, you are weak.
We must survive.
When we fight one another, we are weak. United, we are strong.
No! Don't listen to him!
We must see to our needs.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
The many must survive.
We don't need them!
The many will be strong. The strong will survive.
They are weak. I will save us.
You are
The bio-dreadnought has no intention of entering our space. Now we must return to our ships before the Undine retreat to their own fortresses in fluidic space.
Just a moment. So did you all have fun unloading on everything nearby in that cutscene? Was that fun for everyone? Did everybody get it out of their system? Something that Cryptic is really bad at is the cutscenes of this game. Because, like, there are two things that need to happen. One is you need to get the NPCs to stop fighting. Even make it even if it's just a status effect, just say cutscene effect that basically just oh god, I can't, the word's not coming to me because it's early in the morning and my brain is mush. That makes everybody passive for the duration of the cutscene, basically. And then scrub the effects from the player character, please. Just like give the player character a temporary status effect. It's just like you're in a cutscene. Visual effects are off. Because it's so irritating. It's actually, later on, I'll have to not use the Lurpa, also. It showed me with the Lurpa in that cutscene, and I'm glad that it didn't show me doing anything, because at one point, I'll have to, on one mission, I'll have to not use the Lurpa, or it's going to look ridiculous. More ridiculous than it just did. Because it'll show me, with the Lurpa, and it'll show, a handheld weapon overlapping, and it will look horrible.
The bio-dreadnought has no intention of entering our space. Now we must return to our ships before the Undine retreat to their own fortresses in fluidic space.
Could we convince it to return to our space with us and bring its allies so that they can crack the Herald Sphere open like an egg and let death loose inside? No? I guess common sense is not an option, is it?
There are no signs of Undine pursuit. Whatever the intent of the remaining Undine forces, it seems that they do not involve our dimension. As a Vulcan, I am not given to personal displays. Nonetheless, we have shared a deep connection. We will always carry a part of this experience with us. In a sense, you have become a portion of my mental defenses. Part of the ship and crew that define the most challenging aspects of my existence. Our shared effort has prevented another Undine invasion, and incidentally allowed me to retain my sanity. Your contributions are appreciated. I must advise Starfleet Command of these developments. I am sure we will speak again. Until then, I am confident that events in the Delta Quadrant are in capable hands.
Farewell.
Live long.
Just hung up on Tuvok. Ready to leave the system at your command. Depart. Whoops! Now I get to report to Burgess so we can talk about the Vaudois. The Vaudois. The Vaudois. I am gonna miss Burgess chewing on syllables.
With Cooper gone, the Undine won't have a leader pushing them toward war with our forces. I wonder why he was so set on this conflict.
Or Burgess,
we still don't
rather.
know exactly how long Cooper had been replaced by an Undine, or if the original Cooper is still alive. Perhaps this Undine saw something during his time among us that convinced him that the only way to secure the safety of his people was to destroy ours. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Remember the Xindi attack on Earth in the 22nd century? They were told by the Sphere Builders that they had to destroy Earth to save themselves. It turned out that Sphere Builders were using the Xindi as a tool in their own destructive plans. We know the Iconians have manipulated the Undine. Maybe they were the ones pushing Cooper to attack.
There's a germ of a good idea here, with Cooper like spending time among the various races, the Alpha Beta Quadrants, and realizing, oh, we have to kill these people. But I'll talk more about that at another time. For it is going on an hour. This video is going to be long already, and we just have a bunch of vendor trash here, so yeah, pick what you want for the vendor trash. Don't pick the lockbox.
Hello. Would you have time to look into something for me?
Nope. I'm afraid we're out of time for this one. But I'll see the rest of you guys next time for... What are we doing next time? Reunion! Where the Federation goes to say hi to Neelix with a dreadnought. You know, that's probably how a lot of people who watch Voyager imagined they'd like to see him. At the end of a phaser lance.